All right, guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So this is pretty interesting here. We have got a new event announcement, and seems like a particular type of event. I'm seeing people theorize that this could be the kind of long-awaited replacement for Chain Battle, which, I mean, it's certainly possible. The thing with Chain Battle is it was something put into the game that incentivized players to not only say rainbow the LR, but try and rainbow the TUR, try and rainbow the SSR, right? Rainbow those types of characters. And, through feedback and I guess internal data, stuff like that, they removed Chain Battle. Which, I mean, the rewards for Chain Battle were very good and haven't really been replaced very well. But they have not released something that has kind of like replaced that. So I wonder if this could be something like that. What we're going to see here could be something where it would incentivize potentially having dupes or something like that. I mean, we don't have very much information. So they tweeted this out an hour ago. I think pretty clearly they made a mistake and meant to tweet this out 23 minutes ago. I wanted to wait until the normal time at 4 a.m. to see if they would, put in-game news, and they did. So I think that this tweet was just an hour early for some reason. The global intern is a silly guy or girl. All right, so climb the rankings. Survival Battle kicks off soon. To join the rankings, you must link your Bandai Namco ID. Check your linking status before the event starts. By the way, because we have Bandai Namco ID talk, it would not shock me if the web store will be live next week. Which we're going to talk more about this event in 2 seconds, but I think now is a good segue to jump on over here. This could be one of the new things coming in version 5.28.0 next week. So I remember we had our data download for the week already. So they're talking about this event. I'm not anticipating this in game until, the 10th, maybe 10th, 11th, something like that. Because then we have the server maintenance. So I believe what's going to happen is JP is probably going to get one the day before. And then Global is going to get it on at that time frame, right? So for JP, it's going to be what? The 8th going into the 9th is when... So we're going to have maintenance Sunday night, Eastern time, which I'm in. So, I mean, we should see maintenance announcement for JP probably sometime soon. Probably going to be the night of the 8th. That's when there will be a data download. Maybe if there's a really grand kind of special event like this, maybe they won't do an EZA character next week. So remember, next week, I'm not really sure what was coming in terms of the schedule, right? We know that the LR, there's going to be a part 2 LR, which is going to be around the 17th is when that's going to be. So what is going to come next week? I'm not really too sure. This week was the Ginyu Force EZA, right? Like that's kind of like the main content. So this event, I mean, I can't remember the last time like a week happened without a character. Like either EZA, free to play, something. But maybe this event is like so special it'll just be this. Who knows? So let's see what we got here. Survival battle where you climb the rankings by surviving the enemy's attack and dealing massive damage will soon kick off. The event consists of a preliminary, semifinal, and final. Certain players who clear the preliminary can attempt the semifinal at a later date. So, okay. We have the preliminary calculation period, and then there's a semifinal. The top 100,000 players from the preliminary will receive limited keys. Okay. So it's in like the Portal of Memories. That will allow them to enter the semifinal, which can be accessed, via the Portal of Memories. Then there'll be another calculation period. The top 30,000 players from the semifinal will receive limited keys that allow them to enter the final. Another calculation period. And then commendation of the top 30. Okay. Interesting. And then there's a single player mode. Prelim, addition of a new stage, addition of a new stage. Okay. Single player mode without a ranking system will also be available. Whether you want to join the rankings or attempt the event at your own pace, enjoy Million Arena in your own way. Okay, so to join the rankings of Million Arena, you must link your Bandai Namco ID. Again, this is where, like, once you start talking about this Bandai Namco ID linking, that's going to be another important piece of the puzzle when it comes to the web store. So I am now thinking that the web store might come next week along with this, and that'll at least be 2 things we're getting next week. Maybe an EZA. I mean, we have kind of narrowed it down to potentially Yamcha, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. If we're going to get like a Dokkan Fest character EZA, right? These days, they don't do... Remember, they used to do a banner on the side that would have, like, you know, Dokkan Fest characters and banner units, like, featured and stuff like that. They don't really do that anymore. It's just, like, the Dokkan Fest banner. And then, like, you know, if there's going to be EZAs, it's from this batch of characters. The Gammas, I expect to EZA together. I don't know if I really think they're going to EZA here. Yamcha and the Gammas are both in range to EZA, though. Android 21 is not. And obviously, like, you know, Rose, Goku Black, and stuff like that is not. But Yamcha and the Gammas could EZA at some point during this celebration. Yamcha, however, does not fit mission execution, which is what the theme of the celebration seems to be. I mean, it's not always one-to-one like that, especially with EZAs. So, I mean, I could definitely see Yamcha EZA next week, along with the Million Arena, and then also with the Bandai web store, which I assume is going to be nice for players. You know, it'll be cheaper. So the reason they do this, I believe, is to circumvent, like, the crazy, like, what is it? Like, the money that would have to be paid to, like, you know, Apple, right? Like, to have the stuff on, like, that, like, bought through the iOS store and stuff like that. So by them doing their own web store, they're going to be able to keep most of the profits. And this is where, like, the talk gets tricky, because people go, oh, so the game's making a bajillion extra dollars, so they should clearly put it all back into the game and make it better, right? Right, they should. But what happens is, you know, the top of Bandai, they keep, you know, 99% of the money. We know how it goes, man. So, all right, there we go. Yeah, now again, I mean, this is not something we're going to see drop in game tomorrow or Saturday or something like that. I think so JP's update would be, you know, well, the 8th going into the 9th. Global's update is the 9th going into the 10th. So maybe we see this event drop on the 10th or 11th. Probably the 11th. I think would be my guess. Because we know that, you know, like, when the updates are going to happen. So probably somewhere like there. And then maybe this Million Arena, like, it's just going to be like, you know, so like the prelims will be there. And then maybe, like, the semifinal will be the next week, and maybe the final will be the next week, right, leading into the global Dokkan celebration. And then, I could definitely see them, you know, in, like, the big reveal for the global Dokkan celebration, right, like, big, long video or whatever. Maybe they go over the top players, like, you know, during that event. I could certainly see them doing something like that, right? So, let me know what you guys think. Definitely pretty excited for, you know, something new and fresh like this. You know, hopefully this will be a good place for players to get equips. I think that's one of the big missing things from Chain Battle being exterminated, is equips, right? Because you have to grind the Whis event a lot, and, I mean, take it from me, as someone who's done, you know, 30,000 plus runs in the Whis event. I'm not making that up. That's a real number. It's very difficult to get good equips in there. And, I mean, it's just not... I mean, I don't want to say the word possible, but it's just not something that's going to happen for, like, free-to-play players, like, with the stamina costs and stuff like that. So they need to make equips more readily available for players. And then the one thing that I've not been able to really get, like, a great replacement for since Chain Battle left is actually stickers. Stickers used to be something that was way more plentiful back when you'd get, you know, high in Chain Battle and you'd get your 3 stickers. But, you know, that's not really something that happens these days. So let me know what you guys think. We'll hopefully get more information about this soon, probably after the update. Good luck to anyone participating in the million arena, the Tau Million Arena.